Hello there you guys, welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current latest news. So basically been reading quite a few media outlets today that's currently going on in the media, as I currently said. So there's quite lots to discuss about on this video today, so if you do consider drop your likes, and if you do consider subscribe to the channel as always, as I currently said. But first topic of the development is in relation to Arsenal. Reports have been coming out today in the media regarding Arsenal that reportedly they're only going to get around £45 million to spend this summer, reportedly, due to that. Obviously, something to do with the wage bill. The current wage bill is their wage bill is at a breaking point, and reportedly do have restrictions on their current wage bill. The Arsenal, probably the majority of this is due to currently Ozil's contract that he did currently sign. He is currently on £350,000 a week, but I think from an Arsenal perspective, Arsenal are looking to get rid of Mesut Ozil in the summer to obviously take him off their wage bill. And obviously Unai Emery, I think, has actually confirmed that he's going to take Mesut Ozil. He's going to withdraw him from the squad to force him, a move away from Arsenal in the summer, as Unai Emery has confirmed. But as he did currently say, Unai Emery back in the January transfer window, and obviously Arsenal couldn't make any permanent signings in the January transfer window, as we all know, due to financial restraints. So they could only make loan signings. So they were only restricted to loan signings, and they couldn't make permanent signings throughout the January transfer window, as I currently said. And in relation to Mesut Ozil, there was strong speculation of Mesut Ozil leaving, Arsenal, throughout the January transfer window. Currently the wages he receives, which is £350,000 a week. A lot of teams couldn't afford to pay his wage. But PSG, did consider making a loan move for him right on deadline day. PSG had inquired about getting him on loan, but reportedly from Mesut Ozil's perspective, he currently turned this down. Did Mesut Ozil? He turned this down, so he does remain at Arsenal. But I think Unai Emery did say in January he wanted to sell him, to raise some funds and obviously save millions of pounds as well in the process. But I think Unai Emery will be looking, to sanction Mesut Ozil off in the summer. Obviously, in the process of Arsenal, to save millions, as I currently said, because they have got financial problems, as I currently said, and they've got other players, on big contracts of Arsenal as well. Ozil's the highest paid. I think Aubameyang's on £200,000 a week. So the wage structure is coming to a breaking point. So they have got problems with their wage structure of Arsenal. So Aubameyang's on £200,000 a week. Mkhitaryan's on £160,000 a week, and Lacazette is on £140,000 a week. So them four players, are receiving over £100,000 a week, as I currently said in the current pro. But as I did say, Arsenal could only make loan signings, throughout the January transfer window. They did confirm the signing of Denis Suarez, as I currently said. They've got him on a 6-month loan, as I currently said. They've got him on loan. They do have the option to make the deal permanent in the summer. They'd have to pay around £17-18 million to make the deal permanent in the summer. But Arsenal paid around a couple of £1 million, to get him on loan, as I said. But Arsenal are going to see, how he progresses in the team and see how he fits in and see if he does make an impact in the Arsenal team, as I currently said. He is reuniting now with Unai Emery. Unai Emery did confirm, throughout the January transfer window that he did want to get someone else alongside Denis Suarez. So he wanted 2 loan signings in the January window, but Arsenal only ended up getting 1. And Unai Emery mainly sees Denis Suarez, as mainly as a winger, as I currently said. But he is versatile. He can play centrally, he can play on the left, he can play on the right. So he is versatile. He's Denis Suarez, as I said. But Arsenal have got a lot of problems, and the majority of this, this situation as well. Obviously, Arsenal want a lot of Arsenal fans want their current owner out, which is obviously Stan Kroenke. He isn't investing any money, into the Arsenal team, as I currently said. He's basically taking money out of the club. He's Stan Kroenke, as we all know, and obviously a lot of Arsenal fans want him out. But I think that club was left in a state, when Wenger left, when Ivan Gazidis also left as well. I think that club, was left in a total state. And Unai Emery did get 5 players, last summer. He got Aubameyang and Lacazette, that doing well, the leading lines, the scoring goals very, very well for Arsenal. But he did confirm Unai Emery back in January. He wanted a winger. They definitely need a strong central defender as well. They need a defender because they've got a lot of injury problems as well of Arsenal, as I currently said. But they went for a couple of players, throughout the January transfer window, as I currently said. They were inquiring about getting another player on loan, alongside Denis Suarez. They did inquire about getting Ivan Perisic on loan, but their pursuit of Ivan Perisic had stalled because obviously Arsenal had been in negotiations. Arsenal had a loan and with a buyout option to make the deal permanent in the summer. Inter Milan had reportedly down due to that they were only willing to sanction him off permanently with Inter Milan. They were demanding and wanted around 36 million euros for him, but Inter Milan, were only willing to sanction him off permanently or willing to sanction him off on loan with the obligation to buy him in the summer. So Arsenal didn't commit to make the deal permanent in the summer, Ivan Perisic, and this is what Inter Milan wanted. So they did fail in their pursuit of Ivan Perisic, and Ivan Perisic actually did put a transfer request in, throughout the January transfer window. He put a transfer request in. He'd been training on his own, and even the Inter Milan director had confirmed that Ivan Perisic, did want to leave Inter Milan. But obviously he remains Inter Milan now, so Arsenal failed on that. They inquired about Yannick Carrasco as well, who's just been in China over a year. Earlier on in the January transfer window that due to his current wages he was receiving financially, it could have been a problem for Arsenal. But reportedly the player from his own perspective, Yannick Carrasco, did say he was willing to take a pay cut, to join Arsenal. And then the rumours stemmed down. The rumours went away a little bit, and then towards the last week or so, the January transfer window, the rumours came up again about that Arsenal were in talks of inquiring about getting Yannick Carrasco on loan. It did say AC Milan had also made inquiries about getting him on loan as well. And Yannick Carrasco, reportedly, this Chinese club, I can't pronounce the name, I think it's Delaney Yifang or something like that, I think. But they demanded that they wanted around £35 million for Yannick Carrasco. But then basically did actually say they was willing to sanction him off on loan as well, because he was keen on making the move to Arsenal and playing in Europe with Yannick Carrasco. 25, he's Belgium, as I said, he's a winger. But in the end, on deadline day, it did confirm that his agent had ruled him out making a move, and currently he'd been taken off the market with Yannick Carrasco. So Arsenal failed in their pursuit of him. They also inquired, about Christopher Nkunku as well. He's another player Arsenal inquired about as well. He's 21 years of age. He's previously, worked with Umremme in the past as well, obviously, when Umremme was at PSG. But Christopher Nkunku is 21, and I think from the player's perspective, he was keen on making a move to the Emirates, because obviously since Thomas Tuchel, has been PSG manager, obviously, he's found game time very, very difficult. This Christopher Nkunku, as I currently said. But it was all depending on whether, PSG could get reinforcements in their midfield, whether they were going to soften the stance and let Christopher Nkunku go or not. But the key part about it was, if PSG would have got Idrissa Gueye from Everton, then probably PSG would have softened the stance and let Christopher Nkunku go to Arsenal on loan. And Arsenal inquired about getting him on loan. But obviously PSG didn't get Idrissa Gueye. Obviously they didn't get Idrissa Gueye because Everton, I think, turned two bids down from PSG, as I said. So considering that PSG didn't get Idrissa Gueye, Arsenal didn't get the pursuit of Christopher Nkunku, and Arsenal and PSG couldn't come to an agreement on a loan fee or something like that. So basically, the move was in jeopardy in the end, and their pursuit of Christopher Nkunku, had currently come to a conclusion. But Arsenal have got a lot of financial problems, as I currently said. But reports have been coming out today in the press saying that Arsenal are only going to get £45 million to spend in the summer, and Arsenal have got a lot of problems. Obviously, basically, they're thinking about, sanctioning Ozil off in the summer, so they can raise some funds and they can save millions of pounds. Because obviously Arsenal are hoping, to invest in the summer. They're hoping to get a couple of, players in the summer on a permanent deal, as I currently said. But it's only Umreme's first season. Arsenal have got to back, the manager more, because it's only his first season, at the Emirates Stadium. Umreme's. They was playing well earlier on in the season. They were playing good attacking football with Arsenal. They were scoring goals. They went 22 games unbeaten, as I currently said. But it's only Umreme's first season. So basically, they've got to blame their owner. The owner's not putting any money into the club, as Arsenal do currently know. They're not putting... Stan Kroenke's not investing any money into the club. He's taking money out of the club. This is why they've got a wage structure. Why their wage structure is coming to a breaking point as well, and why they have financial restraints. And this is why they've got restrictions on their current wage bill, mainly because it's down to Stan Kroenke. They've got players on big contracts as well, and they haven't been getting the right amount of money to spend, because they haven't been getting the right amount of transfer funds, to spend on currently, players they want. Obviously, their objective this season, Arsenal's, is to get in that top four. They're still in the Europa League at the moment, so in terms of silverware, they can only win the Europa League this season. But obviously, Arsenal want Champions League football for next season, as I currently said. So obviously, their objective this season is obviously to get into the top four, or if not get in the top four, win the Europa League, as I currently said. But they've still got long-term absences of Arsenal. They've got Hector Bellerin injured. They've got Rob Holding injured. They've got Welbeck out for the season as well. He's set to leave in the summer as well. You know, Socrates is injured. I think he's still injured now. Koscielny he's not injured now, but he was previously injured. You know, Mkhitaryan's been injured as well. So Arsenal have got a lot of injury problems. As I said, then Arsenal could lose quite a few players in the summer as well, because they have, you know, got quite a few players, you know, coming to the end of the contracts. Petr Cech's retiring at the end of the season. Steven Lichtwensteiner's contract's coming to an end in the summer as well. Danny Welbeck as well is going to be leaving in the summer. That's 3. Aaron Ramsey's obviously joining Juventus on a free transfer in the summer. That's 4. But Aaron Ramsey, to be fair, I think he's worked very, very hard for Arsenal the years he's been there. He has been there since 2008. He's grown and developed, you know, very, very well as Aaron Ramsey. And, you know, he's grown and developed well, and he's been at Arsenal since 2008, made over 300 odd appearances, you know, scored 60 odd goals for Arsenal, won 3 FA Cups, you know, scored in 2 of the finals as well as Aaron Ramsey, and he's done very, very well for Arsenal. I think he's a very, very good, you know, box-to-box midfielder. He's obviously confirmed, he's obviously agreed to join Juventus. He signed a pre-contract agreement deal to join Juventus in the summer, and he is going to be the second highest paid player, you know, when he does go to Juventus in the summer as well. So obviously he's going to be leaving. Denis Suarez, it's not guaranteed that Arsenal are going to get him on a permanent deal as well. So if they don't obviously get him on a permanent deal, he'll leave in the summer as well. Well, Denis Suarez, the Welbeck as well, you know, Monreal as well. He's another one that's coming to an end of his current deal. Carl Jenkinson's coming to an end of his deal. So Arsenal could see quite a few host of their players, you know, go in the summer. So you know, if these players do go, Arsenal obviously, you know, will want adequate replacements, as I currently said. But there's a few teams, you know, in that top 4, you know, going for that top 4. Obviously, my club, Manchester United, are going for that top 4. You know, Arsenal going for it, Chelsea going for it, as I currently said. And obviously, in relation to Chelsea, there's been news coming out in the last couple of days in relation to Chelsea, saying that if Chelsea do fail to get top 4 this season, and obviously they don't qualify for the Champions League next season, that Sarri could reportedly get sacked. But reportedly, the pressure is on Sarri. Sarri is under some kind of pressure at the moment, because Robert Abramovich, who obviously owns Chelsea, I think, has made it clear to Sarri, if Chelsea do fail to get top 4 and obviously fail for Champions League next season, that he could be sacked. Could Sarri? They could still potentially, you know, win the Europa League. Could Chelsea? As I currently said. But a bit of news is also, you know, updated in relation to Chelsea as well. But they're going for, obviously, you know, the top 4 this season as well. A bit of news is updated, you know, about Chelsea. Chelsea could see, you know, a couple of their players, you know, leaving the summer. Obviously, they failed in the January transfer window to obviously get a replacement for Cesc Fabregas, because obviously they did want a replacement for Cesc Fabregas to Chelsea, but they failed. So obviously they'll have plans, you know, to try and find a replacement for Cesc Fabregas, you know, in the summer, as I currently said. But Gary Cahill could leave in the summer. David Luiz, well, his contract comes to an end in the summer, but Chelsea have been in talks of getting him a contract extension. I think Chelsea still need a left back, to be quite honest with you. As I said, you know, Callum Hudson-Odoi, he's another one I think, you know, will probably leave in the summer as well, because obviously he hasn't played in the Premier League, you know, this season for Chelsea. He's found game time very, very difficult, Callum Hudson-Odoi. That's why there was strong speculation of him leaving in January. And from the own player's perspective, Callum Hudson-Odoi did actually want to leave Chelsea, as we all currently know, as he did confirm. Bayern Munich obviously were the monster favourites to get him, because Bayern Munich were heavily linked with him. I think Bayern Munich identified, you know, Callum Hudson-Odoi as their number 1 target, because Bayern Munich obviously looking, you know, to get some young players in their team, as we all currently know, because Adrian Robbins set to leave in the summer, and they've got quite a few other young players as well, a few other aging up players, of Bayern Munich as well. So they have been interested in getting a couple of young players in that can grow and develop, you know, in Germany with Bayern Munich. But yeah, Callum Hudson-Odoi did say in January that Bayern Munich had actually put around 3, at least around 3 or 4 bids. I think Chelsea had turned 3 of the bids down. Bayern Munich had been in negotiations with Chelsea. I think Bayern Munich's latest offer was actually around £35-40 million. But I think actually Bayern Munich offered him the number 10 shirt, you know, to fulfill at Bayern Munich. But reportedly Chelsea were reluctant, you know, to let Callum Hudson-Odoi, you know, leave throughout the January transfer window. And Chelsea in the process have been trying to convince him, you know, to sign a new deal with Chelsea. But reportedly Callum Hudson-Odoi has officially, you know, turned this down, and he did put a transfer request in Callum Hudson-Odoi throughout January, but he didn't get the move. So I think Bayern Munich will push for a move for him in the summer, of course, as well. And he's been a Chelsea player, you know, since the age of 8. You know, he's progressed up the ranks, as I currently said, and he's only 18 years of age, is Callum Hudson-Odoi, as we all currently know. But reports have been coming out, as I did update yesterday, in relation to Eden Hazard as well. There has been reports coming out about Eden Hazard. More news was updated in relation, to Eden Hazard today. Reports have been coming out saying that reportedly he has made a decision on his future as Eden Hazard, because potentially we all know that he has been heavily linked with a move to Real Madrid, as we all currently know. And Real Madrid are considering making a move for him in the summer. I think Chelsea have literally confirmed that they want around £100 million for him, maybe more than £100 million, as I said. But he hasn't publicly made a decision on his future, but privately he has made a decision on his future. But he hasn't publicly told Chelsea that he wants the Real Madrid move or he's going to be signing a new deal. He hasn't said this to Chelsea, but privately he has made a decision on his future. But publicly he hasn't made a decision on his future. But I think he's expected to tell Chelsea that he does want to make the move to Real Madrid this summer. But Chelsea obviously have been in the process of trying to get him a new long-term deal at Stamford Bridge. Reportedly, they were gonna, they were going to offer him a lot more. They were going to increase his wages, as we all currently. And it did say Chelsea were willing to offer him a new contract and offer him around £290,000-300,000 a week, for him to commit to a new deal. But I think he intends on making a move to Real Madrid, does Eden Hazard. Chelsea have been in talks of getting him a new deal. His current deal does end in 2020 with Chelsea, as we all know, does Eden Hazard. But Chelsea know how much of an essential player he is. Chelsea know how much of an essential player he is, as I said. And he's really, really good for Chelsea, and I think he's still the third best player in the Premier League, behind Salah and Kevin De Bruyne, is Eden Hazard, because he can play through the middle, he can play on the left. His favourite position is obviously on that left-hand side, is Eden Hazard, as I currently said. Obviously, before Chelsea confirmed the signing of Gonzalo Higuain, obviously Hazard was not in good form, because obviously he wasn't playing in his favourite position. Hazard was playing in a false number 9 position, as we all know, but obviously since Higuain's come in, Hazard is obviously playing, in his preferred position, on the left-hand side, as I said. But he's grew and developed very, very well with Chelsea. He has been there since 2012, so he has been at Chelsea 7 years, as we all know. Now this is 7th season with Chelsea, made over 300 odd appearances, scored over 100 odd goals, as I said, so he's a proven goal scorer. And he's won everything in English football, of course, as well as Eden Hazard. But as I did say last summer, Eden Hazard did say he actually admitted after World Cup last summer he did want to leave Chelsea, did Hazard as well. So I think Real Madrid are going to go for him in the summer, but it will take around £100 million, for Real Madrid to get the pursuit of Eden Hazard, as I currently said. So he could well leave Chelsea in the summer as well. So there has been a lot of talks going on about that, in the last couple of days that I have been hearing. Also to confirm that obviously, Chelsea do want a replacement for Cesc Fabregas, as we all currently know. Reportedly, Chelsea have monitored an interest in Philippe Coutinho, as we all currently know. In relation to Philippe Coutinho, reportedly that it did say throughout the course of the January transfer window that Man United had been in talks in relation to Philippe Coutinho. They'd also approached Philippe Coutinho's agent. Chelsea had also made contact with Barcelona as well, because I think his future is uncertain at the moment with Barcelona. But this season, he hasn't been getting the game time he would have liked, and he hasn't obviously been first choice in that Barcelona team, and he's failed to replicate the form of what he produced and delivered at Liverpool, because he had 5 fantastic years when he was at Liverpool, Philippe Coutinho, and as I did couldn't say, scored goals, provided, and he fitted in Liverpool's team very, very well. But since he's gone to Barcelona, he hasn't lived up to expectation levels. He hasn't hit the form, as a lot of people, would have thought he would have done. Barcelona obviously paid £142 million for him last January, as we all know, last year, as we all currently know. So basically, he's the third most expensive player, behind Mbappe and Neymar, is Philippe Coutinho, and he can play as attacking mid, he can play as a second striker, he can play on each wing, so he's versatile, is Coutinho, obviously Premier League proven, as I currently said. But reportedly, if this does persist until the summer, if he isn't getting enough game time under his belt, he may consider, leaving, Barcelona in the summer and coming back to the Premier League. When he was a lot younger in his prime, Philippe Coutinho, actually played under Mauricio Pochettino. He played under Mauricio Pochettino, did Philippe Coutinho. I think this is when he was on loan at Espanyol. Obviously now, obviously began his senior career with Inter Milan. Liverpool paid just £8.5 million for him for Inter Milan, as I currently said. But Chelsea obviously may be identifying Coutinho as a replacement for Eden Hazard. If Eden Hazard does leave in the summer, which is likely to happen now, according to reports, as I said, because it's revealed, basically, it has been revealed that Hazard has made a decision on his future. He hasn't publicly announced it, but I think privately, I think he intends, to make the move to Real Madrid in the summer, as I said. Another player, that Chelsea have monitored and interested in as well, that I actually explained to you a week or so ago, that I did give you an update on. They've been monitoring an interest in Barcelona's Ivan Rakitic, as we all currently know. Can play as an attacking mid, can also play as a central midfielder as well, can Ivan Rakitic. And reportedly, he's been mentioned in the media, as well. But according to his own perspective, Ivan Rakitic does not intend to leave Barcelona, because obviously Barcelona have got a lot of midfielders, as I currently said. But obviously the reports coming out the other week from the Spanish reports saying that Chelsea may consider making a move for him in the summer. And Chelsea did say Chelsea will prepare to have negotiations with Barcelona over this. He's got a contract with Barcelona until 2021. Well, that's his current deal. But from Ivan Rakitic's perspective, he's no intention of leaving Barcelona, and he feels happy at Barcelona. But the reports came out about this due to that. Obviously, Barcelona did sign Frankie de Jong for £65 million for Ajax. Obviously, he's not due to officially arrive to Barcelona until the next season, as we all know. But reports have been coming out when he does officially arrive at Barcelona, Frankie de Jong, that reports are saying that Ivan Rakitic could fall down the pecking order. He could find game time hard, and he might find it hard, to get in the team. Ivan Rakitic. This is where it all speculated from. But according to his agent, Ivan Rakitic, he said that he isn't going to be leaving Barcelona, and this is what Ivan Rakitic's agent has confirmed. His agent says he will not leave Barcelona, but Chelsea have recently inquired about it. But he's won 12 trophies, I think, since he's been at Barcelona. Ivan Rakitic, he's 30 years of age, isn't he now as well? Ivan Rakitic, he is patient, as I said. But the clubs he's been at in the past, he was at Basel, wasn't he? At one point, he actually began his career with Basel. He won I think he won the Swiss Cup with Basel. He was there 2 seasons. He also had 3.5 years in the Bundesliga with Schalke. He had a couple of years with Sevilla as well, where he won the Europa League. And now he's been at Barcelona since 2014. So this is what his 5th season now is with Barcelona. Is Ivan Rakitic, as I currently said. But Chelsea in their squad, I've got quite a few major nut players, as I currently said. But reports are saying that Sarri is under pressure. So reportedly, as we all know, Chelsea, for sacking managers, they have sacked quite a lot, in a short period of time of Chelsea, as I currently said. They have sacked quite a lot of managers in a short period of time. But reportedly, they're interested in hiring Mauricio Pochettino. I have been hearing about that, in the last couple of days in the media. Also, Real Madrid have been interested in hiring Pochettino. Obviously, I still think he remains Manchester United's number one, manager, to come in on a full-time basis at the end of the season, because we know he's been Ed Woodward's number one, Mauricio Pochettino, as I currently said. But there has been talks about that going on as well. So there's quite a few things updated in the media today. We'll be back live with some more live videos soon. So the main part of this video is to give you an update that reportedly Arsenal are reportedly only going to get a transfer budget of £45 million to spend in the summer window, reportedly due to the wage bill. Their wage structure is at breaking point, and they have restrictions on their wage bill as well. The main part of this is Ozil's £350,000 a week he's currently getting when he did sign that new contract. They've obviously got other players, on big contracts as well. Of Arsenal, they've got an owner that's taking money out of the club, not investing any money into the club, obviously, which is Stan Kroenke. And I think their revenue has also gone down as well as Arsenal's. So Arsenal do have problems. So basically, in relation to Mesut Ozil, as it has confirmed about him, Ozil hasn't even been playing hardly this season anyway. He's been in and out of the team. He's had quite a few injury problems, as Mesut Ozil as well. So Arsenal will want to get rid of him in the summer. They want to raise some funds, save millions, take him off the wage bill, as it's currently said. And Unai has reportedly said he's going to be withdrawn from the squad, to force him out of the club in the summer, as that has confirmed as well. But their revenue has gone down as well, according to the Daily Mail. I did read quite a bit of the article, to be quite honest with you. But Arsenal, their wage bill, is at breaking point, as it has confirmed. And they do have restrictions on their wage bill as well, do Arsenal. So their wages, they've got problems with wages and stuff like that. Financially, they've got problems, as it does say. So, So anyway, drop your comments, likes below on the channel, guys. If you do consider subscribers.